It's Steve back again at the Vintage Model Builds channel, and got a couple of unboxings and a review today. Others may have seen the video I made. I just showed this kit. When I got it, I didn't do a review of it, so I'm going to do that tonight. And this arrived in the mail a couple of days ago. It's a Roden Sd.Kfz.234/4 Pakwagen. Schwerer Panzer Kanon wagon. Okay, yeah, the pack was like an anti-tank gun. And so anyways, yeah, Roden's a Ukraine manufacturer. And see here, we get multiple languages. It came in one of those bubble-lined paper envelopes. Also had reinforcing cardboard, top and bottom. So it arrived in perfect condition. There's a tiny little scuff there, but nothing squished. No plastic wrap, but that's fairly common. Catalog number 709 and 1/72 scale. And I'll read in English. There's a little write-up here. The Sd.Kfz.234/4 was a heavy armored car of the final period of World War II. Intended to counter the armored units of the enemy, the main weapon of the vehicle was the Pak-40 75mm anti-tank gun, which, in combination with its successful chassis design, made it a formidable opponent. During the war's last 6 months, 89 of this model were produced. They took part in the final battles of the war, including the defense of Berlin and also the fight for Prague, where they were issued to the Russian Liberation Army under the command of General Vlasov. And on the back here, we've got the paint scheme, paints you're going to need. They list Model Master paint numbers. I guess Model Master is probably a Ukrainian company. And attention, not suitable for children under 14 years old. Keep away from small children, small parts, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. So it says here, color painting guide and scheme of applying decals. And so it only gives you the one type, but you know, easy enough to find the other types. They list here matte black, gunmetal brown, matte ochre, which might be considered dark yellow, matte wood, matte rust, and olive green. Okay, so let's get into it. We'll take a look here. This came from the Ukrainian distributor Plastic Model Store. They're very thoughtful. Little card is included. There's Artem, the face of the company. And it reads, "Greetings from Ukraine. My name is Artem. Thank you so much for your purchase. If you have any problems with your order, feel free to contact me. And a request not to leave negative feedback before you give them a chance to answer your question or make it right. Be sure I do care about every customer and will do the best to resolve any issues that you have. If all is okay, positive feedback would be appreciated, and I have already done that on Amazon. I've ordered from the Plastic Model Store before, And everything always arrives before the date. And there's a nice touch. They add a few Ukrainian hard candies. Fizzy cola. Yeah, that might be interesting. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And this time around, we also got a little brochure here from Mr. Packy. Hi, I'm Mr. Packy. I'm from Ukraine. I will tell you my new story. And it says, come on, open this flyer and let's get started. So this is kind of cute. First panel, that was ordinary Ukrainian morning when guys from PM store got an order from you. They entrusted me an important mission to deliver little kid Paxi to you. The path turned out to be more difficult and longer than before, but I had no choice. I had to deliver your order safely and on time. If we had a TV, this is pretty funny. You see the cartoon? And there's little Packy. Anyways, it says, if we had a TV or a microwave with us, I bet we would have been caught. And there's the nasty Russian guys stealing washing machines and toilets. Yeah. We crawled all day. We saw a Ukrainian tractor doing its usual job. At the end, we met 2 Ukrainian soldiers. They helped us to find the right way. On the beach, we saw a Russian warship and sent it to go F itself. I heard that it's best the route for invaders to go F themselves. That's kind of cute. Obviously, the warship did not like it, and when we were about to fly to your country, he began to hunt us. Little Paxi is so clumsy, now we know who sunk the Moscow. Finally, we arrived, our hard journey almost over. We were so happy. Hope I can get a piece of your barbecue. I guess I know about North America and barbecue. But I have to return back to Ukraine. A new mission is ready for me to deliver. And they also include a $5 coupon for a future order over $50. So yeah, that's kind of cute. Maybe not for kids, but yeah, that's sweet. Good to know Ukrainians can keep their sense of humor even through the difficult circumstances they're enduring now. Okay, so this is a Roden kit, and I haven't had one before. One of the commenters on another, I think I mentioned it, that I'd ordered it. And they said the Roden kits weren't that good. This was inexpensive and a nice subject. So we'll see. Got some nice decals, just regular stuff, nothing fancy, no more than you'll need. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sprues. Black and gray. So this looks like the body and sides. I'm not seeing any flash. Well, maybe a tiny bit. No, I think that's supposed to be. Yeah, a tiny bit of flash there. Otherwise, looks pretty good. The black parts look like parts for the wheels, suspension. odds and ends. There's no figure, but that's okay. Hardly anybody does 172 figures with their kits anymore. Then we've got assorted side plates and accessories. And again, miscellaneous stuff. Oh yeah, there's quite a bit of flash here. Yeah, the one commenter had said that the quality of the Roden kits was inconsistent, I guess you'd say. I don't mind a little bit of flash, but it's there. And I don't see the gun. Oh well, we'll take a look and see. So all the sprues are in good shape. A little bit of flash there. So full marks for packaging, inside and out. So that's a total of 4. No broken parts or anything, but yeah, there is a fair bit of flash. So I'm going to have to take off a half a point for that. So that brings us to 6.5. Another half bonus point for the story of Paxi and how we got our kit here, safe and sound. And another quarter point for the candies. So that goes under the wow factor. And here are the instructions. They're in black and white. And they give a much more extensive information on the vehicle itself. Nicely written. In 1944, the German army found itself on the verge of catastrophe. The war's victory laurels had long since turned to thorns for the Third Reich, and the main objectives of the Germans became those of defense. So, yeah, that's nicely written. Okay, so let's take a look and see what we got here. Oh, it's 2 sheets, one inside the other, folded. We get the sprue maps. And there's a note here, attention, useful advice, read instructions carefully. Remove parts with a sharp knife, a pair of scissors, trim away excess plastic. Do not pull off parts. Numbers of parts are marked with figures, 1, 2, 3, etc., etc., etc. Gives you a little note on applying the decals, and a little legend on what the symbols mean. Okay, so we got the sprue map. Very basic instructions, nothing complicated. And according to this, the gun is H5. So let me see if I can find H5. That's IFH. Oh, there it is. H5. Big fat gun. good. Okay, so as usual with a vehicle of this type, you know, this is basic assembly. And as I said, with a vehicle of this type, the most complicated thing is probably going to be the wheels and the suspension. Nice simple steps. They show you where everything goes, colors to paint, etc., etc. Looks like you might have to drill a hole here. And then the final assembly. And another photograph for the paint scheme. Looks like they give two. Regular German Army and then the Czech proxy. Okay, yeah, it looks like the Model Master paints are made by Testers, now owned by Rust-Oleum. And also, unfortunately, it looks like they're discontinuing that line of paints. So, but as I said, I'm sure, you know, they're easily interchangeable with anything else. Okay, so nice little kit. Except for the flash, everything looks great. Okay, so that's 9.75 out of a possible 12. And, you know, half a point off for the flash and half a point on for the candies and the Paxi story. So, yeah, that'll be a fun little build. I'm just going to do that on its own, probably. I don't think I'll do a diorama on that or anything. Published a video today. Speaking of dioramas, you might want to check that out. And again, speaking of dioramas, this one we've got the ICM kit, another Ukrainian manufacturer. And I think this one came from the Plastic Model store as well. So it's the BF109F-2 with German pilots and ground personnel. So you get all this as well as the aircraft itself. So you've got at least one pilot here, a couple of officers, looks like a maintenance guy, tool guy, a couple more maintenance guys, and okay, so the Roden kit was $26.69 with free Amazon Prime shipping. Pretty much standard for a 172 kit. Looks to be nicely detailed. And this one was 56. You know, which is, you know, about as high as I'd go for a kit, unless it's something really special. And the attraction here was, you know, you get plenty of figures. I'm really enjoying the figures these days, and looks like lots of opportunities to practice. Just before I get on to that, I mentioned the diorama. This is my first diorama with the Tamiya 1/48 scale Spitfire Mark 1 Battle of Britain version. We've got the Tamiya 148 scale Tilly utility vehicle, and the ICM pilot and ground crew figures kit. Pretty happy. I painted up the figures. They look pretty good. Got the female RAF officer here, the pilot climbing up into the truck. Excuse me. One kneeling down, talking to the dog. Another one bringing gas can over, and what do you call it? Flocked. What do you call it? Static applicator grass. So I used 2 different color and sizes of grass. I think it did a pretty good job for the grass in the summer of 1940. And thanks to Green Giant for the base. It just shows you it doesn't have to be anything costly or fancy. I will fix up the sides here, but it was perfect for this little diorama. So I'm very pleased with it. Yay! Again, first diorama in 45 years, and the flocking turned out pretty good too, especially considering it was my first go. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so we've got the ICM catalog number 48803. Nice profile pictures, wheels up, wheels down. And the note, this box contains an unassembled plastic model kit. Length 188 millimeters, wingspan 207 millimeters, 135 parts. Cement and paint needed to finish, etc., etc. Instruction sheet with drawings and decal sheet are included. Then there's the address for ICM. Nothing on the back. And nothing special on the side there. So, okay, so as with all ICM kits, you get this top cover. And then the actual kit is in a nice sturdy box like this. And I don't know, this is in there, 14 plus. The language does not look Ukrainian, it looks more like Polish. I apologize to the Ukrainians and the Poles if I'm not correct. Yes, you can see that. But yeah, it looks like Polish. So, okay, so whatever that is. So let's take a look and see what we got here. Okay, we got one sprue with all the figures, and this is sticky tape, resealable. No need to really open it up now. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 figures, it looks like. Unless there's some more somewhere else. No flash. Didn't have any problems with the RAF ground personnel. Went together nicely. Not a lot of flash or seams. So yeah, okay. Now I will open this one up because it's got all the stuff in it. Okay, this looks a lot simpler than the Tamiya kit. Plenty of parts though. We've got the fuselage sides, you get 2 propellers, the machine guns. And plastic seems kind of flimsy, but everything's on there, nothing's bent, broken. Especially the propellers, they often get damaged. This is nice, you get the motor, and I guess we'll see in the instructions if you have a choice to have the cowling up or down. This piece is bent a little bit, but just on the sprue. The piece itself looks fine. Not seeing any flash. There's a nicely detailed control panel. And then we've got the wings and wheels. So lots of parts, but it looks pretty straightforward. Pakwagen's nearly done, and you know, I think this might be the next project. I'm noting nice details on the panel lines here. Everything looks really nice. So yeah, they get a bonus of a 1/4 point for the excellent packaging. I know it's standard for ICM, but I wish more would do it. Okay, let's see what we got here for paperwork. Ooh. Yes, I saw this in a review by Peter Oxley. ICM sends him kits for free to review. I wish they'd do that for me. Do you hear me, ICM? Okay, so and they've launched a new line of water-based acrylic paints, and 77 colors, 3 varnishes, 12 milliliter bottles. Includes 6 clear colors, 10 basic colors, and 11 metallics. Paint is prepared for application with a brush from a bottle, from an airbrush diluted with water or acrylic thinner, 40 to 60%. All have high coverage. All colors can be mixed with each other to achieve the most accurate shade. Once dry, colors are permanently waterproof. They're resistant to oils, enamels, washes, solvents, etc. They all have a matte surface after drying, and they recommend to give a glossy or satin texture, appropriate varnish must be used. Use a matte varnish to visually level the surface. Looks like they have a matte varnish, varnish satin, and varnish gloss. They've also got a line of primers: gray, black, dark yellow, green, olive drab, white, ICM thinner, and they also have a number of paint sets. I think the one that Peter Oxley reviewed was well, I can't remember what it was, but in any case. And then they've got a nice full color range. So very nice. I might look at getting some. Okay, and so we start off here. We've got a sprue map for the figures, paint codes, and painting instructions. They're in black and white, but yeah, well, quarter point off for that. Okay. Ooh. A nice decal set here. Looks like 2 different schemes. And we've got the paint scheme for the plane, again and decaling, again in black and white. Got the sprue map. The note here, probably the most famous fighter of World War II was a German Messerschmitt BF109. The modification BF109F, designed in spring 1940, became one of the best fighter aircraft of this period. It had a considerable improvement in the aerodynamics. Since March 1941, it was produced BF109F-2 fighters that had DB601N engines and a 15mm machine gun and a 151/15 machine cannons. BF109F became the basis of the German fighter aviation during Barbarossa operation. That was the invasion of Russia. They took part in hard air battles from the Kola to the Crimea peninsulas. Many German aces, W. Mulders, G. Lutzow, H. Troutloft, and others were piloting these fighters. Then they give the technical specifications. The instructions, ICM instructions, are very simple. And the most complicated thing here looks to be the motor. So yeah, it shows assembling the motor, putting the cockpit tub together. There, that goes there. You've got the cowlings. It doesn't say you have the option to open one, but I'm sure you can. And yeah, so it looks pretty simple. Just the kind of kit I like. Alright, so 2 1/4 for packaging. And another 2 points for the stuff inside. Everything was in good shape, no problems. As far as the parts themselves, didn't see really any flash, even on the figures. Nothing was bent or broken, so full 3 points there. And 2 3/4 points, get a quarter point off because of the, although, you know, they give you the colors on the side here. There's no glossy color sheet, except the one promoting the paints. So, yeah. Okay, So that's 10 out of a possible 12. And I'll look forward to doing that. Alright, so a little longer today than usual. A little over 30 minutes. But I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll look forward to that Roden kit. Haven't built one before. Like I said, I you know, there were kind of mixed things about it, about the Roden kits. But we'll see, as I say, the proof is in the pudding. And we'll see how it goes together. It doesn't look like it'll take very long. It'll be kind of fun. This one, assembling the aircraft, probably won't take very long. But you know, working with the figures, that's probably going to be the most time-consuming thing. But I'm finding them to be fun. And these ones are different colors too. They got brown, blue, black leather, all sorts of stuff. So should be fun. Alright, so that's it for now. Thanks to everyone. I'm up to 165 subscribers now. Thank you all for subscribing. And thanks to everyone who stops in to take a look at my videos and hope find them interesting and some of the information to be helpful. Oh, and again, speaking of ICM, I mentioned this in my previous video. I found the sprue plastic is great for melting and pulling, for antennae, ship's rigging, and so on and so forth. So it was really easy to work with and pulled apart perfectly. Just beautiful. Okay, so that's it for today. And again, thanks to everyone. And we'll see you again real soon.